Hey there and welcome. Tonight we're embarking on an extraordinary journey, a quiet adventure back through deep time. We'll explore a world of giants, their rise, their reign, and their eventual farewell. Before we begin our exploration, take a moment to settle in. If you're enjoying our scientific mysteries, consider liking this video and subscribing to the Sleepless Scientist. It helps us share these quiet stories. Our story begins not with a roar, but with a whisper, an echo from a time of profound change. Imagine Earth after a great cleansing, the Permian extinction, where life itself had to find a way to begin anew. 250 million years ago, the land was quiet. The air, though different, was breathable. Slowly, tentatively, new forms of life began to stretch, to grow, to reclaim the vast, empty landscapes. Early geologists, like quiet detectives, pieced together this ancient world. They mapped the layers of rock, each stratum a page in Earth's deep history, revealing the Triassic period's silent unfolding. Then, among these ancient pages, something new began to appear. Fragments of bone unlike anything seen before, puzzling reptilian remains hinting at a lineage distinct from the familiar. Paleontologists of the 19th and early 20th centuries grappled with these finds. They sketched, measured, and compared, trying to fit these strange pieces into the known puzzle of life's evolution. The world was still dominated by other reptilian forms, yet beneath this familiar surface, a subtle shift was taking place, an evolutionary undercurrent that would change everything. Researchers began to identify a key group, the Archosaurs. These ruling reptiles were not yet dinosaurs, but they held the blueprint, the genetic potential for something truly magnificent. Through painstaking comparative anatomy, scientists noticed shared features. Hip structures, ankle joints, and skull characteristics began to tell a story of relatedness, a branching family tree. These early archosaurs developed more efficient ways of moving, of breathing. Small advantages that, over millions of years, would pave the way for their descendants to thrive in new niches. The Triassic ecosystems were slowly transforming. New plant life emerged, creating different environments. This changing world offered new opportunities for creatures with the right adaptations. Field expeditions into remote, ancient rock formations yielded more clues. Each new fossil site was a window into this unfolding evolutionary drama, a puzzle piece added to the growing picture. Back in the lab, careful preparation and analysis continued. Fragile bones were cleaned, preserved, and studied under magnification, revealing intricate details of their ancient lives. And then, amidst the archosaurs, a subtle divergence. Researchers began to identify creatures that, while small, possessed skeletal features unmistakably leading towards the dinosaurs. Consider Aeoraptor, one of the earliest known dinosaur-like creatures. Small, agile, bipedal. Its discovery was a pivotal moment, confirming the existence of these humble beginnings. These early forms didn't dominate the landscape. They were relatively small, blending into a world still largely ruled by larger, more established reptilian groups. They were survivors, not yet kings. They occupied specific ecological niches, perhaps as agile predators of smaller prey or quick scavengers. Their lightweight bodies and speed were early adaptations that would prove crucial. A key feature was their posture. Unlike the sprawling gait of many reptiles, these early forms began to develop an upright stance, legs directly beneath their bodies, a subtle but powerful change. The branching in the evolutionary tree wasn't a sudden break. It was a slow, almost imperceptible divergence, a gradual accumulation of small changes over millions of years. Sometimes the story isn't just in the bones. Fossilized footprints or ichnofossils provide direct evidence of their movement, their gait, and their presence in the ancient landscape. Even microscopic details from bone histology, the internal structure of the bone, can reveal growth rates and metabolic insights, painting a picture of these creatures' early lives. Many of these early finds came from what was once the supercontinent Gondwana, suggesting a widespread distribution of these ancestral forms across the unified landmass. Scientists painstakingly reconstructed the Triassic world around them, the climate, the flora, the other fauna. Understanding their environment was key to understanding their evolution. These early dinosaur ancestors, though small, were part of complex food webs. They hunted, they were hunted. The struggle for survival honed their adaptations. Among them, some began to specialize in eating plants. The development of herbivory was another critical step, opening up new resources and driving further diversification. Minor climate shifts throughout the Triassic might have also played a role. Environmental pressures often act as catalysts for evolutionary change, favoring certain traits over others. This wasn't an overnight revolution. It was a long, slow burn, a quiet, persistent process of natural selection, gradually shaping these forms into something new. Each fragment of bone, each tooth, each footprint, no matter how small, adds to the tapestry. Science is often built on these incremental discoveries, not just grand revelations. These findings weren't made in isolation. Scientists across the globe shared their data, debated interpretations, and collaborated, slowly building a consensus on these early origins. Classifying these transitional forms was a challenge. Where did one group end and another begin? The lines were often blurry, reflecting the continuous nature of evolution. As the Triassic moved into its later stages, the first true dinosaurs, though still modest in size, began to emerge. Creatures like Herosaurus showing more definitive dinosaurian traits. Their unique hip structure allowed for a more efficient, erect posture, a hallmark of what was to come. This was a critical divergence, setting them on a new evolutionary trajectory. This was the humble genesis, not with a sudden explosion, but a quiet, almost imperceptible branching. From these small, agile creatures, the future giants would eventually arise. The seeds of their future dominance were sown in these early Triassic days. Adaptations that seemed minor then would, over vast stretches of time, become profound advantages. Earth itself was patient, allowing millions of years for these evolutionary experiments to unfold. It waited as life slowly, meticulously found its new forms. Even with these discoveries, many questions remain. The fossil record is incomplete, a fragmented story. Each new find, however, illuminates another corner of this ancient mystery. The search continues in dusty dig sites and quiet laboratories. Scientists still seek the missing links, the nuances of these early evolutionary pathways, the very first whispers of giants. The creatures of the Triassic could not have known the legacy they were creating. They were simply living, adapting, surviving, laying the groundwork for an unimaginable future. As the Triassic draws to a close, a new era awaits. An era where these humble beginnings will blossom into something truly spectacular. Join us next time as we delve into their diversification. As the Triassic drew to a close, a dramatic shift occurred across Earth's landscapes. A global event, vast in scale, began to reshape life itself, marking a profound turning point in planetary history. Around 201 million years ago, a mass extinction event unfolded. Many dominant reptilian groups, creatures that had thrived alongside early dinosaurs, mysteriously vanished from the fossil record. Scientists meticulously study the rock strata, searching for clues within ancient sediments. They analyze geochemical markers, fossilized pollen, and microfossils to reconstruct the precise sequence of this ancient catastrophe. The causes were complex, likely stemming from immense volcanic eruptions. The Central Atlantic magmatic province unleashed vast quantities of gases and dust, triggering significant climate change. For the nascent dinosaurs, this global upheaval was not an end, but an unexpected opportunity. It cleared vast ecological niches, creating space for those species that had survived. The survivors, including the early dinosaur lineages, found themselves in a world with dramatically reduced competition. The stage was now set for their quiet, yet determined, ascent. Soon, the fossil record began to show a noticeable difference. Larger, more robust bones emerged from early Jurassic deposits, hinting at a growing and more substantial presence across the land. These significant discoveries were not sudden. They were the result of decades of dedicated field work, from remote canyons to ancient riverbeds, spanning the vast expanse of what was once Pangaea. One of the earliest groups to thrive were the sauropodomorphs. Their initial forms, though not yet gigantic, showed the unmistakable beginnings of long necks and a herbivorous diet. Fossil sites across Europe, Africa, and North America began yielding these unique bones. Researchers compared notes, noticing striking similarities in forms across continents, confirming their widespread distribution. The discovery of a nearly complete skeleton of a Plateosaurus, for example, offered a much clearer picture of these early long-necked plant eaters and their evolutionary trajectory. These creatures were not the towering giants of later eras, but they were significantly larger than their Triassic ancestors, establishing a new scale for terrestrial animals. Simultaneously, another lineage was quietly diversifying, the theropods. These were the bipedal, often carnivorous, dinosaurs poised to become dominant predators. Early theropods like Sleepless, though still relatively slender, were agile predators, swiftly moving through the developing Jurassic forests, hunting smaller prey. Their sharp, serrated teeth and clawed feet were efficient tools for hunting, marking them as emerging apex predators in their increasingly complex ecosystems. The rapid branching of these groups was a testament to adaptive radiation. With fewer competitors, different forms could specialize and flourish in newly available ecological niches. Scientists use cladistics, a method of classifying organisms based on shared derived characteristics, to meticulously map these intricate evolutionary relationships. The fossil record from the early Jurassic became increasingly rich. Each new dig site unveiled more species, more complete skeletons, and a greater understanding of their burgeoning diversity. Understanding their environment was crucial. Geologists and paleobotanists collaborated, reconstructing the lush, humid world of the early Jurassic, rich with new plant life. The supercontinent Pangaea was still largely intact, but subtle rifting had begun. This slow geological process would profoundly influence dinosaur distribution over millions of years. Continental drift meant that species could spread across vast landmasses. Fossils of similar species found in widely separated modern-day continents confirm this ancient connection. As Pangaea slowly began to break apart, it created new inland seas and isolated landmasses. This geographical isolation would drive further speciation and diversification. This process was not fast. It unfolded over millions of years, a slow geological ballet that shaped ecosystems and spurred evolution in profound ways. Researchers also studied ichnofossils, fossilized tracks and traces. These provided dynamic evidence of how dinosaurs moved, how they walked, and even how they interacted with their environment. A trackway showing a large theropod chasing a smaller herbivore, for example, offers a fleeting, dramatic glimpse into their ancient struggles for survival and predation. Bone histology, the study of bone microstructure, became another powerful tool. It revealed growth rates, ages, and even metabolic rates of these ancient creatures. Early sauropodomorphs, for instance, showed surprisingly rapid growth spurts, suggesting a relatively high metabolism compared to other reptiles of their time. This faster growth was a significant advantage, allowing them to reach reproductive size quicker and outcompete other animals for resources and territory. The Jurassic world was steadily becoming a dinosaur world. They were not just surviving, they were beginning to dominate, patiently and persistently expanding their reach. The sheer volume of fossil finds from this period underscored their growing numbers and immense ecological importance within the burgeoning ecosystems. Scientists began to synthesize all this disparate data. From individual bones to global geological patterns, a grand, cohesive narrative was slowly emerging. The once humble lineage that had quietly endured the Triassic was now unmistakably asserting its presence across the land, transforming the ancient world. This wasn't a sudden explosion of life, but a gradual, sustained expansion. Each new species, each new adaptation added to their collective strength and diversity. The research was arduous, days in the field under harsh sun, nights in the lab poring over data, but the unfolding story of these creatures was worth every effort. The pursuit of these ancient truths often involves moments of quiet wonder, as a new bone is uncovered, or a new, vital connection is made between seemingly unrelated facts. The early Jurassic was a crucible, a period of intense evolutionary forging. The forms that would define the entire Mesozoic era were being meticulously laid down. The realization dawned that the dinosaurs' success wasn't just about their physical traits, but also their impeccable timing, being in the right place at the right evolutionary moment. This understanding deepened our appreciation for the intricate dance between life and Earth's dynamic, ever-changing geological and climatic processes. The quiet surge of the Jurassic dawn had set the stage. The world was changing, and with it, the magnificent creatures that walked upon its shifting landmasses. Next, we will journey deeper into the Jurassic to witness the true blossoming of these magnificent creatures and their mastery of the ancient world. As the Jurassic gracefully receded, the Earth continued its slow, inexorable transformation. The stage was set for a new act, one of unparalleled grandeur and astonishing diversity, the Cretaceous period. For nearly 80 million years, from approximately 145 to 66 million years ago, dinosaurs would reach their zenith. This was an age of titans, a vibrant tapestry of life far richer and more varied than any before. Scientists, piecing together fragments from across the globe, began to see a dramatic acceleration in dinosaur evolution. It was as if all the latent potential of the Jurassic had finally burst forth. The sheer volume of new species found in Cretaceous strata speaks volumes. Each new discovery added another brushstroke to the emerging portrait of this golden age for dinosaurs. Paleontologists observed a remarkable increase in both size and specialization. Creatures adapted to every conceivable niche, from towering herbivores to swift, formidable predators. Comparative anatomy became crucial, allowing researchers to track the subtle, yet profound, evolutionary divergences that led to distinct new families of dinosaurs. The long-held theory of gradualism found strong evidence here. Evolution was not always a sudden leap, but often a patient, persistent accumulation of advantageous traits. This period represented the peak of their ecological dominance, a time when dinosaurs truly reigned supreme across Earth's diverse landscapes. Meanwhile, the supercontinent Pangaea, which had begun its slow fracture in the Jurassic, continued its dramatic unraveling throughout the Cretaceous. The vast landmasses separated into distinct continents, creating new oceans and shallow seas. This geographical isolation became a powerful engine for evolution. On each isolated continent, unique evolutionary paths emerged. Dinosaurs diversified in distinct ways, leading to an astonishing array of regional forms. Fossil evidence from South America, for example, often revealed different species from those found in North America or Asia, despite shared ancestry. This biogeographical pattern was a puzzle that plate tectonics helped solve, illustrating how Earth's deep processes directly shape the history of life. Among the most magnificent new forms were the ceratopsians, the horned dinosaurs. Their distinctive frills and powerful horns were adaptations for defense and display. The discovery of vast bone beds containing hundreds of individuals like Centrosaurus suggested these creatures lived in herds, a complex social structure. Similarly, the armored ankylosaurs with their formidable bony plates and tail clubs were like living tanks, perfectly adapted for protection against predators. Researchers studied the bone structure, noting how the osteoderms or bony plates were fused to the skin, creating an almost impenetrable shield. These herbivores developed specialized teeth and jaws, perfectly suited for processing the tough, fibrous plant matter of their Cretaceous diets. Such adaptations highlight the coevolutionary dance between plants and herbivores, each shaping the other in a slow, continuous process. A pivotal event during the Cretaceous was the rise of flowering plants or angiosperms. This botanical revolution fundamentally altered ecosystems. Before, conifers and cycads dominated. Now, diverse flowers, fruits, and broadleaves offered entirely new food sources and habitats. This provided new selective pressures and opportunities for herbivorous dinosaurs, driving further specialization in their feeding strategies. The shift in flora also likely influenced the evolution of insect life, creating more complex food webs at the base of the ecosystem. Reconstructing these ancient plant communities required careful analysis of fossilized seeds, pollen, and leaf impressions found alongside dinosaur remains. And then, of course, there were the tyrannosaurs. These colossal predators represented the apex of their lineage, embodying raw power and predatory efficiency. The discovery of Tyrannosaurus rex, particularly specimens like Sue, provided unprecedented detail into their anatomy, bite force, and immense size. Their massive skulls, serrated teeth, and powerful legs spoke of a creature perfectly designed for hunting large prey, a true king of its domain. But the story wasn't just about T. rex. Other formidable theropods like Giganotosaurus in South America showed similar evolutionary paths on different continents. These discoveries underscored the convergent evolution of large predators, adapting to similar ecological roles in geographically separated regions. Alongside the tyrants, the titans walked. The titanosaurs, a group of sauropods, reached truly immense sizes, becoming the largest land animals to ever live. Fossils like those of Argentinosaurus, with vertebrae the size of armchairs, challenged previous notions of maximum animal size and physiology. How did their bodies support such weight? How did their circulatory systems function? These questions spurred new research into bone mechanics and paleophysiology. The discovery of titanosaur nesting sites with clutches of spherical eggs provided insights into their reproductive strategies and social behaviors. These findings painted a picture of immense, gentle giants traversing vast landscapes, their very presence shaping the plant communities they grazed upon. The Cretaceous food webs were intricate and dynamic, Predator-prey interactions preserved in stone offered dramatic glimpses into their daily struggles. A famous fossil showing a velociraptor locked in combat with a protoceratops captured a moment of ancient predation, frozen in time. Scavenger marks on bones, coprolites, fossilized dung, and stomach contents further illuminated the complex relationships within these ecosystems. Every fossil, from the largest bone to the smallest tooth, contributed to understanding the delicate balance and brutal realities of life in the Cretaceous. The Cretaceous was an era of unparalleled majesty for dinosaurs, a testament to their evolutionary success and adaptation over tens of millions of years. Yet even at their peak, forces unseen were gathering. The quiet hum of life, so vibrant and powerful, would soon face a challenge unlike any before. What could possibly bring an end to such a magnificent reign? Even at the height of their reign, amidst the majesty of the Cretaceous, dinosaurs were not just titans and tyrants. They were living, breathing creatures navigating the daily rhythms of their ancient world. Our journey now takes us beyond their evolution and dominance into the intimate details of their existence. How did they move? What did they eat? How did they raise their young? These questions are answered not just by bones, but by the subtle, silent echoes they left behind. Scientists call these trace fossils or ichnofossils, and they offer a unique window into behavior. Among the most compelling trace fossils are trackways. Imagine ancient mudflats, now solid rock, preserving the exact moment a dinosaur walked across them millions of years ago. By studying the spacing, depth, and shape of these footprints, researchers can reconstruct a dinosaur's gait. Was it a slow, deliberate walk or a rapid, bounding run? Biomechanics, the study of movement, comes alive here. The length of a stride, the angle of the foot, the pressure exerted, each detail contributes to a dynamic picture of locomotion. Even more remarkable are parallel trackways of multiple individuals. These offer silent evidence of herd behavior, suggesting social structures and communal travel. Imagine a group of long-necked sauropods, their massive feet sinking into the soft earth, moving together in a slow, protective procession, an ancient family on the move. Sometimes trackways tell a story of urgency. A sudden change in direction, an acceleration, or a smaller set of tracks alongside a larger one, hinting at predator and prey. Such finds capture a fleeting moment of life, a dramatic chase, or a narrow escape, preserved for millions of years in the silent language of stone. Beyond movement, the most tender insights into dinosaur life come from their nesting sites. These ancient nurseries reveal the secrets of their reproduction and parental care. The discovery of fossilized eggs, sometimes still containing embryonic remains, provides direct evidence of their early stages of life. Each egg is a fragile capsule of ancient potential. The arrangement of eggs within a clutch, the number of eggs, and the structure of the nest itself offer clues about their reproductive strategies. Were they solitary nesters or colonial? One of the most profound discoveries was the evidence of parental care. The good mother lizard, Maiasaura, for example, built nests, laid eggs, and nurtured its young in large colonies. Fossilized juveniles found within or near nests showing signs of growth and development suggest that parents brought food to their offspring, protecting them until they were old enough to venture out. The sheer scale of some nesting grounds points to a communal effort, a shared responsibility for the survival of the next generation, a truly social aspect of their ancient lives. This collective behavior suggests a level of social organization and communication that moves beyond simple instinct, hinting at more complex interactions. Moving from how they lived to what sustained them, we turn our attention to their diets. The fossil record provides clear indicators of what these magnificent creatures consumed. Dinosaur teeth are perhaps the most direct evidence. Their shape, size, and wear patterns are meticulously studied, revealing whether a dinosaur was a formidable carnivore or a specialized herbivore. Carnivorous theropods possessed sharp, often serrated, blade-like teeth, perfectly designed for tearing flesh. Each tooth was a weapon, constantly being replaced as it wore down. Herbivores, on the other hand, displayed a remarkable array of dental adaptations. Some had broad, flat teeth for grinding tough plant matter, others developed intricate dental batteries. The hadrosaurs, or duck-billed dinosaurs, are a prime example, with rows upon rows of continuously erupting teeth, forming a powerful grinding surface like a natural shredder. Beyond teeth, some herbivores swallowed stones known as gastroliths. These polished stones, found associated with skeletons, acted as internal grinding mills in their digestive tracts. The presence of gastroliths, particularly in sauropods, suggests a less efficient chewing mechanism, relying instead on these stomach stones to break down tough plant fibers. Direct evidence, though rare, also comes from fossilized stomach contents or coprolites, fossilized dung. These can contain fragments of plants, bone, or even scales, offering a direct dietary snapshot. Piecing together this dietary mosaic allows scientists to reconstruct the ancient food webs, understanding the flow of energy through these intricate prehistoric ecosystems. But what about their minds? Moving beyond mere physicality, researchers strive to understand dinosaur intelligence, communication, and their sensory worlds. This is a more challenging frontier, relying on endocasts, internal molds of their brain cavities, and comparative anatomy with modern animals. While brain size alone is not a perfect measure of intelligence, the relative size of certain brain regions can suggest enhanced senses or complex motor control. Evidence of social structures like herd behavior or parental care implies a need for communication. How did they signal to one another? Through sound, sight, or scent? Hollow crests in hadrosaurs, for example, are thought to have acted as resonance chambers, producing distinct calls for communication within their herds. Visual displays such as frills, plates, or elaborate crests likely played a role in species recognition, courtship rituals, or dominance displays. The size of their olfactory bulbs, particularly in predators like Tyrannosaurus, suggests a highly developed sense of smell, crucial for hunting and scavenging. Inner ear structures preserved in bone can reveal the range of frequencies they could hear, offering another glimpse into their auditory world. The ongoing scientific journey to understand dinosaur intelligence and sensory worlds is a testament to human curiosity, pushing the boundaries of what we can infer from ancient remains. Each new fossil, each new technique adds another layer to our understanding, moving us closer to truly seeing these creatures not just as bones, but as living beings. From the quiet shuffle of a herd to the tender care of a nesting mother, from the grinding of teeth to the silent communication of a crest, their daily lives were rich and complex. They adapted, thrived, and filled every corner of their world with their unique existence, shaping the very landscapes they inhabited for millions of years. The echoes of their existence resonate through time, a testament to their incredible success and their mastery of Earth's ancient environments. Yet even the most successful reigns, the most robust lives can be challenged. A new chapter in Earth's story was about to unfold, one that would redefine existence itself. Join us next time as we explore the final act of the dinosaurs' epic journey. Even at the height of their reign, amidst the majesty of the Cretaceous, dinosaurs were not just titans and tyrants. They were living, breathing creatures navigating the daily rhythms of their ancient world. but the quiet hum of life, so vibrant and powerful, was about to face a challenge unlike any before. For paleontologists and geologists, a specific layer, thin yet stark, marked an abrupt end to the dinosaur age. This distinct stratum, known as the Cretaceous Paleogene or KPG boundary, told a story of sudden, profound change. Above this boundary, the fossil record dramatically shifted. The abundant, diverse dinosaur remains of the Cretaceous simply ceased, replaced by a different, much sparser assemblage of life. It was a clear, global signal. Early researchers noted this sharp discontinuity with a sense of wonder and bewilderment. What force could have so swiftly and completely altered Earth's dominant life forms, ending such a long and successful reign? In the late 1970s, a team led by physicist Luis Alvarez and his son, geologist Walter Alvarez, focused on a particular clay layer at the KPG boundary in Italy. It appeared unusually dark and fine-grained, hinting at a unique origin. Their initial goal was to measure the rate of sedimentation. They sought a steady, external marker, a kind of cosmic clock, to determine precisely how long this thin clay layer took to accumulate. They chose iridium, a platinum group element. Iridium is extremely rare in Earth's crust, as most of it sank to the core during planetary formation. However, it's relatively abundant in meteorites and other extraterrestrial objects. When they analyzed the KPG boundary clay, their instruments registered something unexpected. The iridium levels were not just slightly elevated, they were astonishingly high, far beyond natural terrestrial concentrations. This anomalous iridium spike wasn't confined to Italy. Teams worldwide began finding the same iridium-rich layer at the KPG boundary in Denmark, New Zealand, and other distant locations, confirming a global pattern. The consistent presence of this signature across the globe was profound. It indicated a single, planet-wide event, something that had distributed iridium across continents and oceans in a relatively short geological time frame. This iridium anomaly was a powerful clue, but it also presented a profound puzzle. What force could deposit such a rare element so widely and so suddenly across the entire planet? The Alvarez team, connecting the rare iridium to extraterrestrial sources, proposed a daring hypothesis. A massive asteroid, perhaps 10 to 15 kilometers wide, had struck Earth at the end of the Cretaceous. This idea, so sudden and catastrophic, was met with significant skepticism. Many scientists favored gradualist explanations for extinctions, not a single violent cosmic event that transformed the planet so quickly. The hypothesis challenged decades of established geological thought, which often emphasized slow, uniform processes. It was a bold claim, requiring compelling, physical evidence to overcome ingrained scientific paradigms. The scientific community demanded more. If an asteroid had struck, where was the crater? Where were the other physical signs of such an immense impact that could cause a global extinction? Further evidence began to emerge: shocked quartz. These mineral grains, found within the KPG boundary layer, showed microscopic fractures caused by immense pressures, typical only of impact events or nuclear blasts. Also discovered were tektites and microtektites, small glass spherules formed when molten rock is ejected into the atmosphere during an impact and then solidifies as it falls back to Earth, a clear signature of cosmic collision. Decades earlier, in the 1970s, geophysicists working for Pemex, the Mexican national oil company, had identified a massive, semicircular anomaly beneath the Yucatan Peninsula during their surveys. Their gravity and magnetic surveys hinted at a vast, buried structure, a ring of cenotes, sinkholes, that seemed to outline a colossal, hidden circle, an almost perfect arc in the Earth. Initially, these findings were not linked to the KPG extinction. It took years and the asteroid hypothesis for scientists to revisit this intriguing geological feature with a new perspective. In the early 1990s, with renewed interest, drill cores from the Yucatan revealed shocked quartz, tektites, and melt rock, unmistakably confirming the presence of a colossal impact crater beneath the surface. This was the Chicxulub impact crater, approximately 180 kilometers in diameter. Its sheer scale was staggering, providing the compelling physical evidence for the cosmic collision that the Alvarez team had proposed. Precise radiometric dating of the impact melt rock from Chicxulub matched the age of the KPG boundary layer, confirming it as the exact moment of the catastrophe, a chilling convergence of evidence. The impact itself was unimaginable. A fiery ball of rock traveling at immense speed slammed into Earth, unleashing energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, vaporizing rock and ocean alike. The immediate aftermath was cataclysmic. Gigantic tsunamis hundreds of meters high scoured coastlines thousands of kilometers away, leaving chaotic sedimentary deposits as a testament to their power. The immense heat generated by the impact, coupled with ejecta falling back to Earth, ignited global wildfires. Soot layers found at the boundary confirmed widespread infernos that consumed vast forests. Trillions of tons of dust and debris were blasted into the atmosphere, creating an impenetrable veil. Sunlight was blocked, plunging the planet into a prolonged, chilling darkness that lasted for months. This impact winter halted photosynthesis. Plants died and the entire food chain, dependent on sunlight, collapsed. Herbivores starved, followed by the carnivores, disrupting the delicate balance of life. Vaporized rock and atmospheric gases combined to form nitric and sulfuric acids, falling as devastating acid rain that acidified oceans and poisoned freshwater sources, making survival even more difficult. The planet's climate and chemistry were fundamentally altered. The long, stable reign of the dinosaurs, which had endured for 160 million years, was brought to an abrupt and violent end. This wasn't a gradual decline, it was a sudden, devastating blow. The impact theory provided a coherent explanation for the dramatic and immediate shift observed in the fossil record worldwide. The precise location of the impact in a shallow marine environment rich in sulfates exacerbated the catastrophe. The vaporized sulfates released vast amounts of sulfur dioxide, intensifying the global cooling. The iridium anomaly, shocked quartz, tektites, and the Chicxulub crater, all dating to the same time, converged into a powerful, unified theory for the KPG extinction, a triumph of interdisciplinary science. While the larger, more specialized dinosaurs perished, some smaller, more adaptable creatures survived the immediate chaos, perhaps burrowing, finding shelter, or enduring on scavenged resources. The world that emerged from the darkness and devastation was a desolate, transformed landscape, ready for a new chapter of life to slowly unfold, a testament to life's enduring resilience. The impact reshaped not just life, but also Earth's geological processes. The scars of Chicxulub remain, a permanent reminder of a cosmic encounter and its profound terrestrial consequences. The journey from a puzzling clay layer to a global catastrophe took decades of patient observation, daring hypotheses, and relentless pursuit of evidence across diverse scientific fields, from physics to paleontology. What was once a controversial idea slowly gained acceptance, becoming one of the most compelling narratives in Earth's history, a testament to the scientific method and the power of evidence. The age of the dinosaurs, a magnificent 160 million year reign, had reached its dramatic conclusion. Their triumphs and daily rhythms, so vividly brought to life by science, were abruptly silenced. But extinction is also a precursor to new beginnings. In the quiet aftermath, amidst the ruins of a lost world, the seeds of future life, resilient and adaptable, were already waiting to emerge. Join us next time as we discover what rose from the ashes of the dinosaur age. The dust from the impact began its slow descent, blanketing the once vibrant world. An eerie silence fell, a stark contrast to the roars and rustles that had defined the dinosaur age. Days stretched into weeks, then months. The sun's light, once a life-giving force, was now a distant memory, filtered through a thick, choking veil of atmospheric debris. Plant life, starved of light, withered. The magnificent forests and lush ferns that had sustained the great herbivores turned to barren husks, leaving behind a stark, alien landscape. The vast food chains, meticulously built over millions of years, fractured and collapsed. The giants that had once commanded the land found their world utterly transformed, their sources of sustenance vanished. Yet beneath the surface, in burrows and hidden crevices, small, tenacious forms of life persisted. These were the quiet survivors, enduring the desolation in their own humble ways. Tiny mammals, often nocturnal with high metabolic rates, were among these survivors. Their small size and ability to seek shelter provided a crucial advantage in this hostile new world. Some birds, descendants of avian dinosaurs, also found ways to endure, perhaps feeding on seeds or insects that survived the initial collapse, their wings carrying them above the immediate devastation. The world was no longer a stage for giants. It was a silent canvas, scarred and quiet, yet holding the potential for an entirely new story to unfold, a testament to life's profound resilience. As the dust slowly cleared and the sun's warmth returned, a new era dawned, the Cenozoic. The quiet survivors began to emerge from their hiding places, tentatively exploring their altered world. With the immense ecological niches left vacant by the dinosaurs, mammals, once relegated to the shadows, found an unparalleled opportunity to diversify and thrive. This was a period of rapid adaptive radiation, an evolutionary burst where mammals quickly evolved into a myriad of new forms, sizes, and ecological roles. From tiny insectivores, they diversified into early herbivores, nimble predators, and even forms that began to explore arboreal life, climbing through the regenerating forests. Scientists studying Paleocene and Eocene fossil beds meticulously trace these evolutionary pathways. Each new skull, each tiny bone, tells a story of adaptation and success. The evolution of larger body sizes became evident. With the absence of giant reptilian predators, mammals could grow, filling the roles once held by their dinosaur predecessors. The planet's landscapes, once dominated by reptilian giants, were slowly being reshaped by the presence of these new, warm-blooded, fur-covered inhabitants. This was not a sudden explosion, but a patient, persistent unfolding. Over millions of years, the mammalian lineage branched and specialized, adapting to every conceivable environment. Their unique reproductive strategies, including live birth and extended parental care, offered distinct advantages, fostering the development of complex social behaviors. The rise of mammals, culminating in the diverse forms we see today, is a profound testament to the ultimate consequence of the dinosaurs' long goodbye, a new chapter written in the annals of life. While the asteroid impact theory provides a powerful explanation for the KPG extinction, science is a continuous process of refinement, always seeking a deeper, more complete truth. Researchers continue to explore the nuances of this catastrophic event, meticulously examining the geological record for any additional factors that might have contributed to the global collapse. One significant area of ongoing investigation involves the immense volcanic activity of the Deccan Traps in India, which occurred around the same time as the asteroid impact. These colossal eruptions released vast quantities of gases, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere, potentially causing significant climate shifts even before the asteroid struck. The question remains, did these volcanic emissions weaken ecosystems, making them more vulnerable to the asteroid's devastating blow, or were they a separate, less decisive factor? Paleoecological studies analyze fossil pollen and plant remains to assess the health of ecosystems in the centuries leading up to the KPG boundary. Some evidence suggests a gradual environmental stress preceding the impact, indicating a more complex, multi-causal scenario for the extinction event. This ongoing debate highlights the dynamic nature of scientific inquiry. No single answer is ever truly final. Instead, understanding continually deepens and expands. Scientists from various disciplines, geologists, paleontologists, atmospheric chemists, collaborate, combining their specialized knowledge to piece together this intricate ancient puzzle. The KPG extinction, therefore, serves not just as a historical event, but as a living case study, continually pushing the boundaries of our understanding of Earth's complex systems and life's fragility. Even in their absence, the dinosaurs continue to exert a powerful presence. Their legacy is etched not just in stone, but in the very fabric of scientific thought and human imagination. They remain a cornerstone of paleontology, providing invaluable insights into evolution, ancient ecosystems, and the long-term history of life on Earth. Every new fossil find, every reanalysis of old specimens, adds to our ever-growing understanding of these magnificent creatures and their world. Beyond the scientific realm, dinosaurs have captivated generations. From childhood wonder to cinematic spectacles, they are enduring symbols of a lost, majestic era. Museums worldwide proudly display their skeletal reconstructions, silent sentinels that inspire awe and curiosity in millions, connecting us to a deep, ancient past. They remind us of the immense scale of geological time, a canvas stretching far beyond human comprehension, where life has constantly adapted and transformed. The pursuit of dinosaur knowledge continues to push the boundaries of technology, from advanced imaging techniques to sophisticated biomechanical modeling. They are not merely extinct creatures, they are powerful teachers, guiding us to understand the delicate balance of ecosystems and the profound interconnectedness of all life. The story of the dinosaurs, from their quiet Triassic origins to their Cretaceous triumphs and dramatic end, is ultimately a story of life's incredible resilience. It reminds us that even after the most profound catastrophes, after worlds are shattered and silence falls, life always finds a way to adapt, to evolve, and to thrive anew. The Earth, our ancient home, is a testament to this continuous cycle of change and renewal, a ceaseless unfolding of new forms, new stories, and new wonders. And so, as the moon climbs high, reflecting the light of a star millions of miles away, we conclude our journey through the Age of Giants, leaving their silent legacy to linger in our thoughts. Sleep well and dream of deep time.